off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa. The morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, home to the Asian Oprah, number one talk in the IE. Thank you very much. And streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, DLive, Rumble, Podchaser, Streaker, Spreaker, and more. Why so many places? Well, I wanted to have a place where you could not have to listen to the headlines that are always trying to get you to be shocked and awed. Odd, not in a positive sense necessarily. Pretty much all the time, what's wrong with people? Is the world going to hell in a handbasket? And there's plenty of places. So if you're tuned in here thinking you're going to get the headlines, well, there's plenty of places for that. But for the past 701 consecutive weeks, I have been here holding down the positive force of life. And I'm so glad that you're here. I see eyeballs rolling in. Thank you very much for joining me. It is Monday, which means it's time for Mental Health Mondays Matters. And it's a special series. I think I started over a year ago on Mondays, partially to get me out of bed on Monday morning. No, I am here every weekday morning. Thanks to COVID, that's when I started going from once a week to every weekday morning. And I'm glad about that. It was tough at the beginning, going from 1 day a week to 5 days a week. I said yes very quickly when my owner, Fred Lundgren of this channel, called me up and said, well, the morning slot is open. The host is retiring. Would you like the slot? And I said, yes. And then I almost killed myself 7 weeks in trying to do the same thing that I did for once a week to every 5 days a week. But we got it down now. And thank you for that validation. Every time you hear a siren, well, every time you hear a siren, take a breath and hope that everybody's okay. But it also is a signal for me that whatever I'm saying at the moment is absolutely true. So it has been my pleasure to come at you on Mondays to talk about how you can take responsibility for your own mental health. And it is great. And I credit my honorable moniker, Oprah. As you know, I was introduced to Oprah by Michael Bernard Beckwith, my big brother, as the Asian Oprah. And I credit her with bringing the whole discussion of mental health way back when Jerry Springer was the biggest thing on mainstream TV. And then it's good that people are thinking about mental health. On the downside is a lot of people are looking to fix their mental health with outside people, places, and things, whether it's numbing ourselves or getting professional help. Nothing against getting professional help. But I do believe that there's a part of us, I call it personal mastery, that is able to be exercised. And that's what we do on Mondays, is looking for things that we can actually take responsibility for and do some work on ourselves. That doesn't take 10 years. That will help us claim our birthright to happiness and feel more joy, love, peace, and happiness every single day. In fact, it's my BS, my belief system, that you can be happy 88% of the time. And right now, I would say from doing talks all around the world that most people are not at that 88%. They're probably at more like, I would say on average 60%. And that means that there's room. There's room to be happier. And that's what we do on Mondays. And I pick a particular topic that I think is a happy making or that we can learn from. And today, I woke up with the expression, I'm in a vicious circle of well-being. I'm in a vicious circle of well-being because I love to play with words, and it seems like an oxymoron, those two things, but it is a blissipline, a hashtag blissipline, a good life habit to start my day in the most positive way, which helps me be positive. And it's to answer the question that is asked of me very often, which is, why are you so positive? So that's what we're covering today. But before we get into the topic of the day, it's also part of my good life habit to have breakfast with you every weekday morning, whether it's with myself or alone or with my co-hosts or with my guests. So today is no exception. The first thing we'd like to do is take a bite of my gratitude sandwich. What is that? Top of the bun, things that we're grateful for outside of ourselves when we look outside, and bottom of the bun, what we're grateful for inside of ourselves, what we appreciate of ourselves. So that's how we start every weekday morning. And today is no exception. So what are we grateful for? So top of the bun, I am grateful for one of the best weekends of my life for a number of reasons. First and foremost, well, actually, I'll do this first. I'm grateful for my coffee. Good. There's something about that first and only coffee for me in the morning. That first sip sort of lets me come into myself. All right. I'm grateful that my beloved Mary, she has been my friend for over 28 years, maybe even 30 years. Yeah, I think 30 years. She's my longest running friend, and I love her so much. And she had a big birthday this weekend in Vegas, and I got to be there, and I was the only guest, which I felt very honored about. And we had the most amazing time in Vegas, and her beloved friends, Lily, who provided this incredible weekend experience. I felt like it was my birthday at the Venetian, gorgeous hotel. I think I appreciate it more. I've stayed there before and I've enjoyed it, but there was something this time, of course, being with loved ones, but and her fabulous husband Ken, who I love as well. I've known him, but not quite so intimately, not like that, but as well as my beautiful, very intimate relationship, because I bare my soul. She knows me inside and out, and she still loves me. First example of unconditional love I think I've had from a long time friend. That I've had quite a few surrogate moms you've heard about, but she's truly magnificent. And watching her enjoy her birthday, did the gondola rides for the first time for myself, and what is it? The High Roller Quartet. He was our serenado on the gondola ride. Fabulous. And then, gosh, we got to have dinner at this amazing fish place. I knew I was going to forget the name of it. Walking restaurant row, and then playing. Of course, I did fabulous, as I usually do on the slots. I love playing craps. Shout out to Ellis Island, who has great craps. But man, that place is like completely changed. It's upgraded. It's beautiful. There's a part of me I go there for karaoke, but obviously I found my voice in Lost and Found, but it's not 100%. And I'm a recovering perfectionist, so I couldn't get on stage to sing, but I did play craps till 6:30 in the morning yesterday. And then drove back for a mahjong tournament. God love my life. I am grateful that I did very well in my LA mahjong group last night to overcome the horrible time, the first series. But I'm grateful that I'm adjusting to life without flying and life without raceboat sailing, sailboat racing. And it feels really good. Something happened, I think, this weekend too, listening to Esther Hicks, Law of Attraction, all the way to Vegas driving. I'm grateful that I got to go to Spirit Awakening, Voices of the Unheard, even though I didn't get to stay for the whole thing, but the VIP reception was fabulous. Any of these, if you want visual highlights of, is on my social Doc Balance on Instagram, Dr. Marissa everywhere else. And I'm grateful for that. So there you go. You got a recap of my fabulous weekend. Very, and the last thing I'm grateful for is my incredible daughter who's going to have a birthday on the 19th. My older one was in September. The older one's on the 19th of October. So she's here to celebrate early with her boyfriend, whose name is Graham, same as my bonus dad, who's 95. He's not 95, but it's so fabulous. They drove down from San Francisco yesterday. So there you go. Live my life out loud. You know, everything going on with me and how I am super grateful for all of that. And yes, I love my life. All right. That's the top of the bun. And I would hope that you wake up in the morning and don't pick up this smart thing and do this, what I call MS scrolling, meaningless scrolling, and instead take a minute and look around you. And as Snoopy says, there's always something to be grateful for. All right, bottom of the bun. I am appreciative, and this is weightlifting, I believe, for our self-esteem, our self-worth. Because frankly, my dear, if you can't approve of yourself, how the fork do you expect anybody else to approve of? And if you, when you go to bed tonight, are not able to sleep, I will bet you at least $20, which is the price of this book, which is, by the way, the Asian Oprah giveaway today. Every Mental Health Monday, you get the opportunity to get a free audiobook of my #1 national bestseller, 8 Ways to Happiness. And I'll tell you how to get that after the break. But you have the birthright to claim your own happiness if you do the work. And that work is not being so hard on yourself, not being your own worst enemy, not shooting on yourself when you go to bed. I should have done this. I should have done that. Why did I say that? Or why did they insult me? And how dare they? Blame game, shame game, all of that will keep you from a good night's sleep. So this is an alternative. And what it is highlighting what you like about yourself. So what is it that is you at the core of who you are that you actually like? So I will model for you. What I do like is my stick-to-itness. And as you see from the scroller, this is podcast show number 1489. And WB stands for well-being. I've been on the air on camera for 13 plus years, 701 consecutive weeks. And that is stick-to-itness if I don't know anything else that is. And I do have over 4 million now. It's at 4,060,000 plus impressions on my YouTube channel. And I appreciate my ability to just keep doing this, no matter how I feel, no matter what's going on. And I'm going to give myself a little love for that. I love, and it's also called resilience. I appreciate my ability to laugh, even at myself, or especially at myself. I laugh at whatever I can find to laugh at. And that helps keep me young. I love that saying. You don't stop laughing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop laughing. So laughter's free. Don't have to go buy it anywhere. Laughing gas, maybe, but laughter, and it is not expensive to even find something to laugh at. There's so much free stuff on YouTube. Thank you, YouTube, for making me a top 5% creator, and have to go get my rewards. Got Chipotle last time, which was great. I love that I am creative for sure. Oh, YouTube. I mentioned that because Three Stooges, funny animals. There's so much. If you're not in a good mood, if you're not feeling like laughing, you just have to stop thinking about what you're thinking that's not helping you laugh, and then turn that on, and you'll be laughing. And laughter is, my definition of laughter is cardio for my soul. So that's my workout. A final appreciation at the bottom of the bun would be my ability to delight. I love that word, and I love the feeling of delight. And that comes for me very easily when I do things for the first time. And the first gondola ride, I had my first hollow at the Venetian food court, and you can see that on my social. When I love the deliciousness of life, I appreciate my ability to be one with my food and really just love the taste of things. I'm a big foodie, and I love that I can take the time to get off my phone, stop working, stop talking, and really appreciate my food. Oh, there's the Happy 88 challenge for this week. I just started this. If you could post on your social, you being one with something that you enjoy eating, I will give a prize. You get to pick, and just get a hold of me by the end of the week. I'm going to pick a winner on Friday of the Happy 88 challenge. So this week's challenge is posting something that you are experiencing the deliciousness of life. And we'll see if we can't start a revolution of different kind of food. You're not taking a picture of your food. You're actually embarrassing yourself like I do all the time, and showing how you are one with your food. And if you put hashtag 88, it will get to me, or you can tag me, Doc Balance, on Instagram or on Facebook, Dr. Marissa or Marissa Pay. And that will, on Fridays, I'm going to put it on my calendar, remind me to look. And if you're on the air on Fridays, remind me to do that on the show when I do Straight Talk, okay? All right. That is it for having breakfast with me. Thank you for taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. It is the way I start every weekday morning. I hope that you will join me here to do breakfast. If you can't stay for the whole show, you can put your gratitudes in the chat. And that way, you'll sandwich your day in the most positive way. Thanks for joining me for breakfast. And now for the topic of the day. That says everything is awesome. Mental Health Matters Mondays. Monday. And I'm going to answer the question, why am I so happy? What do I do? What have I done to ensure that, one, I remember that it is my birthright for happiness, and two, that I'm doing things throughout the day that will enhance my ability to allow for people, places, and things to come into my life that are more positive than negative. I'll just say that way. Because I can have positive things in my life, and if I don't see them, in fact, I'm going to go on record here. There are positive things happening around you every moment of every day in your life. I guarantee it. And you can say to me, "Oh, that's not true, Dr. Marissa. You don't know what's going on in my life right now." And I will absolutely know that there are more positive things that are happening in your life than negative things, but because you have chosen to focus on those things that are bothering you, worrying you, making you anxious, making you fearful, that you have chosen those things, and as a result, you have blocked your ability to allow happiness in your life. Those are big statements, but I'm going on record. We're doing a lesson on law of attraction today. Those of you who are not familiar with law of attraction, you have always wanted to be, this is your episode. Those of you who are poo-poo on woo-woo things, I am a reluctant woo-woo myself. I am hesitant to admit to any kind of, extraterrestrial near-death experience stuff, or, any woo-woo weird things, hearing voices, seeing things. But from personal experience, and because it works, I think that's the biggest thing. Do you have to believe the way I do? No. Whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you happy. But I do know that there are a lot of people out there who are suffering from unhappiness, suffering from the pain in their life. Pain in life is mandatory or inevitable. Suffering is optional, but that, like most people I know, not just because I'm a happiness or a law of attraction coach, but what I see around me, most people are suffering. And yes, there are horrible things going on around, but there are great things going around. So it's not that I want you to pretend, but let me go back. Let me start at the beginning. So what is law of attraction? And let me distinguish between, there's two types of law of attraction in my mind. There's the one that a lot of people are familiar with because of The Secret. And great book, great movie, great teachers. A lot of them I've had on my show. Primary, my big brother, Michael Bernard Beckwith. You'll remember him. He had dreadlocks then. A lot of people were very influenced by him. He's the founder of Agape International Spiritual Center, where I get my positive roots watered and my peace of mind fertilized. And The Secret itself was a fabulous way of introducing people to law of attraction who never heard of it and never saw value in thinking positively about things that they want in life. Okay, I will give it that. And I'm grateful for that. However, the focus was so centered on materializing the car of your dreams in your garage, money in the bank, vision boards to visualize what you want in your life. And it created quite a bit of, let's see, how do I say this nicely? It created a lot of material association with the law of attraction, which is completely missing the whole point, I believe, of the law of attraction. So that sounded a little critical. Maybe it is, but it serves for me as a springboard into expanding that from not just material, but and here's the bottom line that I just love that I got from the true originators of the law of attraction, who were intended to be in the film in the first place, but because they are a little woo woo, and the way that the message that Esther brings to us from Abraham is woo woo. That's why it was, X'd out. One of the reasons, as I understand it, was X'd out. But true law of attraction, if you think about it, why do you want that car of your dreams in the garage? Why do you want all of the money? Why do you want fame? Why do you want, to be admired, or why do you want to show off what you have, right? What is behind that? Bottom line, you want to feel good, right? You feel good when you have what you want, right? You feel good when you see a pair of shoes or an outfit and you got to have it because you want to feel good. You just know that if you have that on, you're going to feel good, right? So why do we have to wait? Because this is the BS, the belief system that a lot of us grow up with is when we get that promotion, when we get that job, when we get that partner, when we get that pair of shoes, when we get whatever it is, then we'll be happy. I'll be happy when, right? That's the song. Somehow we learn that through society, through our parents, but it's a very firm grip on our psyche. We think that when we get that, we will be happy. And I'll use my life as I usually do to live out loud and to give you an example. When I went to school, I went to the school of Cinderella, Snow White, and then, whoever was in the news, right? When I meet that Prince Charming, I will be happy. When I achieve this modicum of success, I will be happy. When I have this much money in the bank, I will be happy. When I have this gorgeous house here on the beach and one in the woods and a boat and all the things, then I will be happy. When I get that promotion, when I get respected, when I get that award, I will be happy. And what happens is, I know myself, when I said if I had this much money in the bank, I'd be happy. I hit that goal. Was I happy? No. When I get married, I'll be happy. I got married and it's like, I'm not happy. I was happy for a little bit, right? When I get that outfit, I'm happy for the first wearing of it. And then it sits in the closet. I'm not happy with it, or I forget. When I get that car, when I when I get that award, all the things, you're happy for a minute. It's conditional happiness, right? That thing will make me happy. So I was happy when I got married, and then I was really happy when I got divorced. So we got to re-examine this whole construct of happiness. I'll be happy when. And I went through that myself. I was not happy. I had everything that I thought I needed to make me happy, and I was not happy 88% of the time. I wasn't even happy 20% of the time. I was miserable. And it's what I call professional mastery without personal mastery. Robin Williams, Kate Spade, Anthony Bourdain, like the list goes on of people who had Heath Ledger. I just saw that movie that was on Netflix, an older movie. And it's like they have everything that we think should make you happy, and yet you're not happy because taking things, accidental or not, that are risky, and you take yourself out accidentally or on purpose. So to me, that's professional mastery without personal mastery. You have focused on things that you think are going to make you happy, and then when you get them, you're not happy. And that, my friends, describes 80% of the population now, certainly in America, I would say. So that is the problem. As usual, I described the problem at the first half of the show. We're going to take a quick break for news, weather, and traffic, and from word from our sponsor. And when we come back, we're going to talk about solution. So I'm going to take you through the steps that I understand, that I've been taught from the law of attraction, Esther and Jerry Hicks, from Abraham, that allow me to be happy most of the time. All right, don't go away. We'll be right back. It's all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world peace through, inner peace. 2 and 2 also. As Chuck Woolery used to say, don't go away. I'll be right back.
Well, she has been dubbed the Asian Oprah, and she just wants all of us to be happy.
Dr. Marissa, aka the Asian Oprah, says the most important thing you can choose is choosing to be happy.
You are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa.
That's the idea for Dr. Marissa Pay's new book called 8 Ways to Be Happy.
Many of us say, I am my own worst critic. Nobody's harder on me than I am. And my response to that is, stop it. Why are you doing that to yourself? You have to be your biggest fan, because if you can't at the end of the day say, I did a good job, who is? We don't have to constantly be angry at the things that are wrong. Why don't we choose to be happy about things that are right? We have the choice. That's our muscle. And life is so amazing if we can see it.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And we're back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, number one talk in the IE. Thank you very much. And streaming everywhere, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and of course, my YouTube TV channel, where if you free subscribe and give me the finger, this one, not the other one, you will get an alert every weekday morning to tune into the show about hope and happiness, now going on for 701 consecutive weeks. Somebody just gave me the finger. Thank you so much. And you can, on my YouTube TV channel, stream with me live, comment with me. Please don't do it if you're driving, because I don't want you to text and drive or comment and drive. But when you get wherever you're going, you can interact. And this morning, it is Monday, Mental Health Matters Mondays. And we're talking about the law of attraction. Those of you who don't know what it is, or have a preliminary, I'll call it an introductory understanding of the law of attraction from The Secret. This is the introduction to the real secret. That's not a secret, which is Abraham's teachings of what the law of attraction is. So before the break, gave you all the reasons that there's problems around and why we think we're going to be happy when we get things in our garage or in our bed to make us happy, but we're not happy after a while. That's because we're focused on the person, place, or thing that we think is going to make us happy. True law of attraction, according to Abraham Hicks and Abraham, says that all these things that we think we want are because we want to be happy, and it's true. Why not be happy before that? Is it possible to be happy before you get all the things that you think are going to make you happy? And the answer is a resounding yes. I am a great poster child for that. Not everything in my life has been roses my entire life, literally. My mom's name is Rose. She just passed this year, 6 months ago, and she's in heaven on the other side, loving me in a stronger way than she was able to here. But I know that where should I start here? Okay. So the law of attraction, the preliminary example I always give is it works like gravity. Whether you believe it in or not, it works. And the easiest non-woo-woo example is, and simply, law of attraction is what you focus on will grow bigger. Okay. And for example, when I'm happy and when I feel good, I allow and attract other things that will enhance that feeling. That's what it means by it gets bigger. Okay. Conversely, if I'm pissed offedness, if I'm in my state of pissed offedness and I verbalize it or I focus on it and I call someone about it, inevitably I will attract other conditions, people, places, and things that will add to that grows bigger. Okay. The law of attraction is not personal. Nobody's punishing you. All right. Or rewarding you in that sense. But it is something that is at play, whether you believe it or not. So when I think about a car that I want to buy, and almost everybody, except if you're too young to drive, has thought about, oh, I want that car. Right? Or whether you're thinking about it for the future or it's a car that I want to buy right now. And you can raise your hand or put in the chat if you've had this experience. Let's say, my dream car was and I did get it, my Jaguar convertible Palomino. Forest green Palomino interior. It was a beautiful car. But when I was, sirens always say that whatever I'm saying is correct. I think I'm going to have to close the sliding door because it is pretty loud. So let's say you want to buy we'll just use my Jaguar. So I want to buy it and then I'll go out driving and all of a sudden I see more Jaguars than I've ever seen in my life. So did someone get a memo? Everybody is now buying that Jaguar? No, because I focused on that particular car. I had practiced and tuned my tuners into a particular car. And therefore, I am seeing that. I am allowing that, my perception is now highly tuned on that. And the more I'm tuned on it, the more I see. That's the law of attraction at work. Okay. So there's 3 steps to attracting things that you want in your life to make you happy, right? That is the goal. So instead of focusing on the car in your garage, the law of attraction, the one that I believe in, practice, and teach is everything that I want is because in getting it, I think it will make me happy. Think about it. I mean, I don't know anybody that wants bad things to happen in their lives to make them miserable, right? Hypochondriacs, maybe, but most people want good things in their life so they'll feel better, right? Feel good. I want to feel good in this thing called life. Unless you're, of that sect in Catholicism that, beat yourself or whatever. Most people want to feel good in this life. Yes, right? Somebody just gave me a finger. So yes. Now, there's so many ways to go here. So I'm trying to get the voices to give me one direction here. So how do we get what we want? How do we attract things that we want into our life? Well, one is I have to have an underlying belief system that I'm not being punished in this life, that it's not a random life, that really the powers or whatever life is, I call it the life with a capital L, this thing called life that we're in, there's no ultimate authority outside of ourselves that is trying to punish us, to make life miserable for us, to take stock of, naughty and nice. There's none of that. Now, we grow up with that. So it's a really difficult transition for, if you, like me, were brought up in a very strong religion that had is its premise that you have to live your life as a good person or you're going to be punished. Okay. I had to suspend that altogether in order to be able to learn this. I had to let go of the BS, the belief system that life was against me. Like that, I always have to be careful or I'm going to get punished. So if you grew up like that, that's your first job, is can you allow yourself to believe that life is always for us, never against us, that everything that we've ever wanted and desired is ours for the having. Can you believe that? If you cannot believe that, that's your first step, because you got to uncondition yourself from that belief system that somehow only the top whatever percent, only people who grow up with the silver spoon, only those people who are like Mother Teresa, only those people get the goods. Right? That there's only a certain percentage of people that get the goods. That's bullshit-talky. Every single one of us, 8 billion right now on the planet, has the capacity to attract everything that they've always wanted in their life. And that's a bold statement, but it is a belief system that I choose to believe. Otherwise, everything else breaks down. Now, how do I have proof of this? I don't have empirical proof, but I have a choice. I either believe that, I can choose to believe that, or I can choose to believe what I grew up with, which led me to a very dark, angry, resentful, sad, depressed place. Okay. So I know from personal experience that if I don't believe this, what I'm believing now, I can go back there. Right? Everything's random. I didn't get a good break. I grew up with crap. I didn't get Ozzie and Harriet family or House on the Prairie. I didn't get that. Therefore, I'm screwed. And the rest of my life is just, suffering. And maybe when I die, I'll go to heaven. And then that's when the good starts. That's bullshit hockey. I can, in this very moment, bring heaven on earth if I begin my foundation BS belief system is that life is for me. Life is for me. I am an extension of the same energy that created every single grain of sand, every drop of water, every snowflake, every blade of grass, every leaf on the tree to be unique, one of a kind, wonderful. That is my core foundation of why I am so positive. Okay. So that's your choice. You don't have to believe it. Just try it for 30 days. See if you can fake that. It's very difficult to fake, but it is a decision that you can make. Nobody can make this for you, but you have to choose to make it. You don't have to. You can continue. Is it working for you the way you're believing now? Is it working for you? Are you 88% happy? Okay. My guess is no. So that's your fundamental belief. Then there's 3 steps. One is to understand that when bad things happen to good people, and bad things happen to everybody, whoever made up that stupid BS belief system that bad things only happen to bad people or bad things only happen to good people, bad things happen all the time, and they're not bad. They're all part of life, right? No one goes untouched by death. No one goes untouched by sickness. No one goes untouched by aging. No one goes untouched by disappointment, frustration. No one goes untouched. That is part of life. That is part of our human existence. And every time something like that happens, law of attraction says that when you experience something you don't like, you automatically know the converse, which is what you do like. And when you know what you do like, there's a rocket of desire that goes into your vortex, as Abraham calls it, which is, I call it my world of possibilities, like Dorothy's world of possibilities, right? Everything is there inside, right? All of our hopes, wishes, and dreams that we have put into our internal vision board, which is that vortex that Abraham talks about. It's this it's not imaginary, it's there. So everything that I've ever wanted, oh, thank you for the hearts and the fingers. This one, I love it when people give me the finger. Everything that we've always wanted and desired and hoped for and dreamed, the love of your life, the success that you want, everything is always there because you know what you don't like, so you know what you do like, and you put that rocket of desire into place, and it's done. That's what the universe wants for you. It's not here to punish you. It's not here to test you. It's already done, and it's done in a vibrational place. So energetically, everything you've always wanted is already here. Okay, that's step 1. And step 2. So step 1 is every time you have bad things happen, you know what you want instead, right? People insult you. You don't want that. You want nice people. Bad dates. I know I want a good date. All right. Bad experience in business. You want a good experience in business. Bad experience with people, loss, you want gain. So every single thing that happens on the downside, on the negative end, a below sea level, as I call it, you set out a vision, a rocket of desire, and a dream that's real of what you do want. Okay. That's step 1. Every single time, no exceptions. So as you live your life, you don't even have to try to do that. Every time something that you don't like happens, that's what's happening, right? You have set that rocket in. Everything is in place. Step 2, you don't have anything to do with. Step 2 is already done. Step 2 is that friendly universe that I talk about. Step 2 is that energy that we're all a part of. It's life with a capital L. It's your genie in a bottle that's not in a bottle. It's a genie that's way bigger, and we're all a part of. It's not a God that sits in judgment. It is the source of all, and we're part of that source. We're hooked into their creativity that made sure the planets didn't crash into each other last night. Okay, we're part of that. Whether you believe it or not, we're part of that. Okay, that's where creativity comes from. Step 2, you don't have to do anything. It's already done. And it's like, boom, that part of us, it's not outside of us, it's part of us, knows what you want. It knows what will make your toes curl. It knows what delights you. Okay. So we don't have to do, I'm getting a little hot and bothered talking about this because I believe in it and I want it for you. Okay. So that's step 2. We don't have to do anything. It's done. Step 3 is for people who really want to be happy and will stop blaming other people for making them unhappy, blaming other people for the state they are in their lives, blaming other people or shaming other people because they're not happy. Law of attraction, the most challenging thing is to take responsibility for every single thing that has happened to you in your life. And that is not easy because all of us have learned from our parents, well meaning, sometimes more mean than well, that we're brought up. If you do this, I will be happy. We think we have the power to influence other people's happiness. That's the way we're raised, right? But the truth is, the only person that's going to make us happy is ourselves, bar none. You may like people to be nice to you. You may like them to do what you want them to do, and they may do it for a little bit, but they're not going to do it all the time because nobody's going to walk around, or maybe you've hijacked someone to do that. Someone codependent who will walk behind you and tell you how wonderful you are, 100% of the time. I don't know anybody that has that. I know some codependent people do that like 80% of the time. And you think that's what you want. You complete me, but Lord Almighty, at some point they're going to go, why am I doing this? Right? And you're going to get bored. That's the reality. I know you don't believe me, but it's true. Step 3 is choosing to line up with what makes you feel good. That's it. Easy, simple. No. Easy. It's a blissiplet. So that means, best example, you go on a bad date, or you have a bad relationship, or you see something horrible on the news, which is why I don't watch the news, why we don't talk about the news. Okay. Yes, it's true. It happened. I don't like it. Right. You have a choice at that moment to focus on what I don't like, which is what just happened to you. Call someone, talk about it. You're magnifying it. That's law of attraction. The more you talk about something, the more that thing is going to become central to you. And the more the universe says, oh, you like this feeling of not happy? Well, we're going to give you something more. And this is not something else. We're doing this to ourselves, right? The more you talk about something you don't like, the more you're magnifying what you don't like. And according to the law of attraction, Abraham says 16 seconds, right? If you focus on something you don't like for 16 seconds strong, that's talking to someone on the phone. That's easy. Then that person will tell you something else that pisses you off, right? Or that pisses them off. And then, that commercial. And then they told this person, and that person told 3 other people, and those 3 other people. And then all of a sudden you have what we have in our society now. Not a huge jump. Oh, come on, Dr. Marissa. We did not create all the crap that we are seeing around us. Yes, we did. As a collective consciousness, we focused on what we didn't want. War on drugs, war on obesity, war on anything we don't like. The more we focus on it, the bigger it gets. You want somebody in office that you hate, you just fight against that. Sorry. That's one of the things about law of attraction. We have to start taking responsibility of what is in our reality. Okay. That's why I focus not on the problem, but on the solution. There are plenty of people. Oh my Lord, it's 54 already. I don't know how time flies more when I'm not talking to anybody. I mean, not talking with anybody live in studio, but that step 3 is our work. We got to stop complaining about what is and focus on what we want. If I didn't like that date, the more I talk about how horrible dating is, and I'm guilty of this, the more bad dates I'm going to have. If I want a good date, I got to focus. Every time I had a bad date, I know I don't want a guy that talks so much that the next people come over and tell him to not talk so much. I don't want that anymore. I don't want a relationship that doesn't think I'm all hot and desirable. So I get a relationship. You know what happens in Vegas. But anyways, I have to focus on what I want. And when I focus on what I want, then I feel better, right? And then I will get all the things that I want. And I don't wish for things anymore that are material. I wish when I wish on my birthday, when I set an intention, every time a plane flies over me, or I see a synchronicity on the clock, 111, 222, 33, I see it a lot, or I go under a tunnel. My wishes are not for things. My wishes are, I want more joy. I want more laughter. I want more delight. I want more fun. And those intentions come true constantly. That's why, answering your question to me, why are you so positive? Because when I choose to focus on what is positive, what is what I want instead of what I don't want, then magic happens. Then my life becomes filled with what counts. What are the chances of that? I move out of a place that I thought I didn't need anymore, that had a great view of the ocean, to go on a tour, a world tour. And I let go of that place. And then I couldn't go on tour. I had no place. And I end up in a beautiful place that has an even better view. I never in a million years thought I could get a better view than what I had. And I do. What are the chances of that? I sold everything except my bed, right? Not knowing that I was going to need my bed. And I love my bed. I didn't want to let it go, but I'm moving. I don't want to pay for it. And now I have my bed. I have a beautiful view. Show you this real quick. Oh no, I can't because of the blur. But you'll just have to look at I'll post one on my social. But that is step 3. On a moment by moment basis, you ask yourself, am I thinking the best feeling thought? There's the ticket. Am I feeling the best feeling thought? Am I thinking the best? Am I choosing to think about something that makes me happy, light, excited, creative, innovative, laughter, fun? Or am I choosing something that I'm pissed off? Your choice. I can think about politics right now and look at what's happening, or I can focus on, this group is doing something, or this group is doing something, and I like that. It makes me happy. Okay. Now, advanced is, I don't need anything. That's unconditional happiness. That maybe is topic for next week. But for now, what are you looking at? Does it make you feel good? Then quit looking at it. That's the bottom line. Thanks for joining me this morning for Mental Health Matters Mondays. Remember, it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Now go and have the best day ever. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 9.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.